Hi everybody, I'm Sarah Metter. I am the Associate Director for Whole Brain Teachers of America. It is sweatshirt day here at school, so sorry for the hair. But I wanted to make a quick video to talk you through how I use power cards to do lesson plans for whole brain teaching. I teach middle school science, 6th and 8th grade science in Northern Illinois. And this is how I plan every lesson that I teach. This is the basic beginner pattern for whole brain teaching. So let me show you how it works. So I have 4 cards here, and on the first card I put a 1 and I wrote class, because the first thing that we do when we need to teach anything is we need to get our students' attention. And so using class, the card class, means I say class, my students respond with yes, they stop what they're doing, they turn and look at me, and they fold their hands. And when they do that, they also say yes. Now, however I say class, that's how they say yes. And so I put some variations on here to help me remember to do it a little bit differently every time. And so some options are to say class in an upper pitched voice, or class in a lower pitched voice. Or to say it long, like class, and then they respond with yes. So however I say class, that's how they say yes. That's my first card. And then when I'm done, I move to the back, and it would be better if I had my right card. So here's the second card, and this is the options card. So after I get their attention, now I need to pick an option. And my 3 options for the beginner are to use mirror words, which means I say mirror words, they say mirror words, they repeat and do everything I say and do. Or I can say hands and eyes. I say hands and eyes, they say hands and eyes, and then they lean forward and really stare at me. I call it the zombie stare. And this is only used when I have something really, truly important to say. Or I can use the scoreboard, which is how we reteach expectations, acknowledge behavior that meets expectations, and correct behavior that doesn't meet expectations. So I need to choose an option. So let's review. First thing I do is say class, and then I switch, and I choose an option. Mirror words. Then I have my third card. Seriously, they're all out of order. Then I have my third card, which is my direct instruction card. And so on the direct instruction card, I have several different bullets. And these are each of the pieces of information that I need to give my students, or each thing that I need to do with my students, each chunked. And so this is really how I lesson. I think in terms of bullet points all the time. And so in this lesson, the first thing that I need to do is give the question. What is the question that we're going to try and answer in this lesson? And then as you go through, this is the next thing that they need to know. This is the next thing that they need to know. And so the very first time I come to this card, I'm only looking at the first bullet. So let me show you again. So when I start my lesson, you're going to see me say class, and then say mirror words or hands and eyes, or use the scoreboard. And then I'm going to teach only this first bullet. I'm only going to talk about the question. And we call it a 1-minute lesson, because for this one bullet, I'm going to talk about only this one thing for about 1 minute long. And then I go to my last card, my 4th card, which is the collaborative learning card. And I can use the teach okay, or I can use the switch. And this is where we turn our students into teachers. We have them do a full turn and teach their neighbor, or come up with examples, or fill in sentence stems, but do something collaboratively to review that one thing that I taught them for 1 minute. And then when I'm done, now I'm coming back to class. So all I do throughout my entire lesson is I cycle through all of these cards. Get their attention, choose an option, talk about one bullet, do a teach okay. Call their attention back, choose an option, go to the second bullet, do a teach okay. Call class, and I keep just scrolling through these cards over and over and over. So these are called our power cards. And in my lesson that I'm going to do, I'm going to use these exact cards. And so you'll see me scrolling through my cards and following that pattern along.